Scan this code. How do I get back to the transmitter screen so I can give them their numbers? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it was up there. Clicking one of these. I don't feel so bad that It is, yeah.
Just for the ground so high. You had a simple thing about you. Couldn't live without you. We took the D train for uptown.
I know, that's what I was trying to tell. Today went bye-bye. Okay.
And it feels cool, and it feels good. That's what they say. I've been through feminist statistics, because that don't holistic. They don't know how sweet you sound, you say.
I'm sorry to bother you about that. Yeah, I know. I mean, I'll just tell them I don't know how to get it back on. I tried. Yeah, okay. You have more important stuff to do. I just let them know I can't get it back on the screen. Yeah, I'll let them know that I couldn't get it back up. So.
Oh, yeah, it looks like.
Great meeting you all.
It's nice to meet you too.
I'll take me a while to get everyone's names. So. But I'm Chuck once again. So see you next week.
I'm asking where did she go?
You don't have a Facebook presence. Do you have Facebook?
Yeah.
Is that you?
No, that's Phatman. No, I put it on my real name.
Okay.
I just got it.
What is it?
We're friends on the other page with her. I just got a new thing. My great grandmother.
Okay. You have to accept it.
Said I gotta do that internet thing, right? It won't let me.
Imagine. Imagine yourself not feeling any pain, not feeling any suffering, but feeling good, feeling free in your mind. Imagine yourself floating in the air with your arms out like an eagle and you're flying around. And everywhere you see, there are people and their people are smiling and everyone is having a good time and the people are loving one another, sharing with one another. Imagine a world where there's only peace, where there's no anger, where there's no hate, where there's no war. Imagine a world that is full of nothing but love and full of nothing but joy. This world is something that we need. Imagine! This is a song of freedom, of happiness. This is a song of freedom, of happiness.
Thank you. Yeah. Woo-hoo. DJ Tilly in the house. We are so excited to have DJ Tilly, aka Talitha Holman.
That's crazy.
Thank you for your set. Come on in, have a seat. We're going to talk to both our Facebook audience and our radio audience.
Woo.
So, no dead air. Sorry about that. Little bit of dead air. So you just heard from DJ Tilly. She is also known as Talitha, but I like Tilly. I think that's like kind of a new moniker for you. When did you start calling yourself that? Like always? Or did I just sleep on that?
No, actually, Tilly is a family name. It started. My father gave it to me.
Okay, well, we got to hear the whole story in the microphone. So have a seat right there.
Okay.
And give me a little test. So listen, you're listening to WNUR 89.3 in Winston, Edison, Chicago, FM, and HD1. This is your DJ for the hour, Lori Branch, with the Vintage House Crew. And I'm here with my very special guest, DJ Tilly, in his house. Nice
Hello.
Yes,
Thank you.
Yes.
Had a little technical difficulty at the end, but okay.
You know, hey, listen, we all have technical difficulties. I don't know. So DJ Tilly was with me. You gotta bring it down.
Like that?
Yeah.
Like that?
It's okay. It's all right. I'll let you know. What's up, Lee? I'll let you know when it kicks in. So, you know, Fat could not sit back and let us chit chat without having some theme music. So we also have your husband. Who we got in the studio with us?
DJ Fat Cat.
DJ Fat Cat on the ones and twos. On the ones and twos.
He likes to call himself Uncle Fat Cat.
Uncle Fat Cat on the ones and twos.
A lot of people call him Unc anyway.
A lot of people call him Unc anyway. So he's giving us some background music for our set. But thank you for coming.
Thank you.
This is twice in 1 week that I've been able to see you.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate it because one thing I want to talk about is sort of the north side, south side, house music divide in Chicago. Although I feel like it's becoming a lot less divided. What do you think, Tilly?
I don't think it's divided that much anymore because I think a lot of I want to say this. A lot of people, uh, the South Side loves a lot of deep house music. I do know that.
For our listening audience, can you talk about what deep house is? I'd like for people to get a full understanding because there's lots of genres, subgenres within house music. And when you're looking at Chicago, there's different, like if you go to a party on the west side, it's different than on the north side. And I'm being very general. I mean, there's divisions in all parts of the city. But if, like, let's say I'm going to, what name a club on like the south side?
South Side. Well, you could probably go to the Family Den.
So if I'm going
Reynolds,
to Family Den or Reynolds,
right,
you know, or the Lodge,
or the Lodge,
I'm gonna hear something a little bit different than like maybe a little bit different than I'm gonna hear at Smart Bar or even Berlin.
Exactly.
So talk about that.
So more, I think more deep house is more of like a lot of bass, deep tones in the music.
Yes.
And it really just kind of, I mean, well, they call it banging out, basically.
Okay.
And it's music that, that actually makes your shirt jump off your chest.
Yeah.
In the music, from the bass, basically.
Yeah. Do you think? I mean, I feel like it's a little bit more soulful.
Yeah, and
like more vocals. Like when I'm hearing DJs for Family Den or something like that. Not always. I mean, some of them are just bangers all night.
Yeah.
But I do. I feel like I have a little bit more vocals and just lyricists, house music lyricists when I listen to some of those DJs.
Like, I want to say like one of my favorite house people was Teresa Griffin.
Yeah.
And Carla Prather.
Yeah.
A lot of those
some
people,
of those
like
singers.
Singers like those. Those are some of my favorite singers.
Yes.
I remember because this guy, we were at way back in 2000 and I want to say 12 when my husband and I got married. We went to a house
way
party.
Back in 2012. She said that like it was like 40 years ago.
Yeah, it seemed
way
like
back 12 years ago.
It sure seemed like it. I'm telling you.
No, 10 years ago. So you've been married 10 years.
Yeah, we've been married 10 years. Yes.
When's your anniversary?
May 26th. Oh, it was May 26th this year.
Happy anniversary. Lee Williams said, hey, what's up, Tony? Lee Williams said that it's more diverse DJs on the north side. I don't know. What do you think?
I think so.
Oh, I got two amens to that.
Yeah, I think it is. In
fact, you're going to have to like weigh in. I know you're mixing, but you're going to have to
you're going to have to weigh in.
So what do you mean? Lee, maybe you can tell us, what do you mean by more diverse DJs?
Where you want to sit?
Yeah, just sit right here so we can see. But no, don't move too far out of the frame. Come, like, just be right there. So what do you think? Right there. There you go. Diverse. Lee said there's more diverse DJs in West. Listen, I want to talk to everybody who's listening and watching. I'm not trying to start any beef. I think that all DJs are great. I just noticed that there are variations, and that's actually a tribute. That's a good thing because house music has become so large and varied that you can have variations even in a city. You know, you can move from one community to the next, and you're going to get a very different vibe. But it's all kind of under the umbrella of house music. So, what do you think, Kit?
Yeah, because there's a different energy dealing with different sides of the city, and I guess because of the migration of how house music affect and took on a part that area of the city, it's that what people grew within them. The South Side has a different vibe than the West Side, the North Side, and outside in the East Side. A lot of people forget about the East Side.
Is there an East Side? I thought that was called Lake Michigan.
There are a lot of great. There are a lot
What's
of.
the east?
There are
What
a
is
lot
the
of.
east side of Chicago? I'm really curious.
Yeah,
Okay.
Lakeshore Drive.
from
They should
Stony
drive.
from Stony Island to the lake.
So you think it's southeast side
Yeah,
versus like
so-
southwest side.
Right.
Yeah.
I got it.
So it depends on the person, how they feel in the music,
Could it
how-
also be a part of the
the
age?
culture, the
The
area.
culture. Culture is a big part of it.
Because even though we're up under that one umbrella,
Yes.
but there are many spokes that's up under that
I get
umbrella.
it. I get it.
And so dealing with houses,
Uh-huh.
yeah, the music is the umbrella, whereas that one of the spokes in there is house.
Yes.
One of the spokes in there is disco. One of those spokes that's up under that umbrella is
Yeah.
rare groove, a lot of funk. So it depends on where you come up and where you first got bit by that bug and where
I
you
really
first heard it.
appreciate what you're saying. But sort of, we talk about that sort of where you enter,
Right.
and there is a maturity
Right.
that's different, with people who are still into house music and they're much older than a lot of folks who are just coming into it. So when we play Berlin, for example, or Smart or any of the North Side clubs, it's a much younger audience. We're playing
Right.
with 20 something, 30 somethings, versus if we're going to be a family game, there's some people who got kids who are 20s,
Exactly.
30s.
Right, because you
So
don't,
there's a different kind of vibe, right?
right, you don't want to be on the dance
I
floor
don't want to tell my age.
You don't
My
wanna
son
sit there
ready too.
and you don't want to sit there and talk about, yeah, man, my grandma.
Yeah, right.
And
You
my,
don't want to be partying with your grandma.
right,
I don't know if my
No,
grandma
we
was
can't
into
party
house
with
music. I might party with her.
but she was. Because see, a lot of people
Before they
think,
called house music.
yeah,
Right.
because
Mhm.
a lot of people keep forgetting that house music is a collective
Right.
of different genres of music
Yes.
that birth this sound that
Yeah.
what we listen to now.
Right.
Yes, I agree. I like your term umbrella, and it is a term that I use often when I'm talking about house music because I do believe that the term does encompass original music. Like it was,
Mhm.
it did encompass the early tracks that we talk about all the time by
Right.
Chicago producers that were, often emulated from other things but created their own, Jesse and Chip and Steve and all those guys who we talk about all the time, Vince Lawrence, Craig Loftus. But we did grandfather in all this other music. So like,
Right.
so when we talk about, there's a lot of disco that, people call Teddy Pendergrass house. I know
Right.
this is an age-old argument. Is Teddy Pendergrass house music? Okay, I put it out house.
That- you know,
A lot of house music and disco was born before. You're right. So that's why I say it's.
I even heard
Hey,
that
what's up,
blues.
bitches?
There's some blues house tracks
Yes.
as well.
My cousin Billy
So-
Branch is working on one right
Yeah,
now.
I
Well,
mean,
we've been working on one with
Well,
Terry
you
Hunter.
got
Terry
him right here.
gospel.
You got Fat Cat here. He got some blues house
Some blues.
tracks.
So
And
you know
he
what? So we
he
need to
discovered
work together.
Mhm.
Seriously.
That one of the main genres that a lot of people right now is a lot of it love it and a lot of it
Yeah.
tolerate it.
Yeah.
It's that African Caribbean sound.
Afro-Caribbean, yeah.
A lot of these old heads
They don't get into it as much.
they don't like it because they say all it is just congos, tom toms,
You know what? Everything that's not,
different.
but everything that's. Listen, when we were teenagers,
Yeah.
I'm sure teenagers now, when their parents listen, they go, all it is fill in the blank.
Right.
Because it's a foreign sound to you. It doesn't, it's not, it's to your musical palette. And we all sort of develop different styles, different tastes for what we like. And something outside of that just sounds like noise. So for a lot of house music, techno sounds like noise. For a lot of people who don't like house music sounds like noise.
Or
You know what I'm
EDM.
saying? Whatever.
Yeah.
But to the
he
people
doesn't
who
like
appreciate,
EDM, I do.
well, hey, the people who appreciate it, they understand those nuances.
Exactly.
But before we get too far into the show, there are a couple things I wanted to mention, and one was we had a particularly tough week. We had some losses, some
Yes, we
Chicago
did.
ones. The first of which was Geraldine Hunt. I bet y'all didn't know Geraldine Hunt. Geraldine Hunt, who was, I did a little post about it that she came out with a record called "Can't Fake the Feeling."
Yep.
You know, in 1980,
Well,
and it was largely not successful except in the club scene.
right.
And so, like, people who were clubbers knew that track, and I think it maybe somewhere else, you know, gained some traction, but it wasn't like a big pop song.
Because
But it was a classic. It still
and it
remains
still
a
is.
classic, a classic
Yes.
song. Yes. So our hearts go out to Geraldine.
Yeah, now I remember. I'm so,
Geraldine Hunt, always special to me.
yeah.
I was telling a brief story, but when I first started DJing, and I mean, I'm just DJing in people's basements, you know, me and Craig were like sitting around like the winter of 1980 when it started, and getting ready to premiere like on a real stage. We were like remixing, doing tape remixes, and that was, you know, we had heard something similar at the warehouse, and we were like, we're going to reproduce that and do it better. And so we were combining that with Double Cross, and you know, we had like this whole like remix thing, and it was "Can't Fake the Feeling." That was our first track. It was like, you know, this,
Right.
you can't fake it, you can't fake it, you can't fake it.
That is a nice track.
What's up, Matthew Jordan from New York? Thanks for tuning in, babe. Love you, miss you. Come back and visit us. My nephews.
Nice.
So, anyhow, so Geraldine Hunt, rest in peace. We love you, and I'm sorry that she's gone. She was not that old, you know. So she did a few more things other than that, but nothing was quite hit the charts like that. Do you remember that track?
I remember the song. I sing it sometimes. You know, I remember when I first met her.
Mm-hmm.
I was a fan. I snuck
You met
out.
Geraldine Hunt?
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
We were. I'm trying to remember the name. It was called the Escobar, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It was up north. It was like,
Zanzibar?
not the Zanzibar.
No.
It was a theater.
Oh, a theater. Okay.
Yeah, and a friend of mine
Mm-hmm.
from the west side. A lot of people don't know this, but a friend of mine from the west side, whose aunt
Mm-hmm.
was Miss Talitha. A lot of people didn't know she was from the west side.
Yeah.
And
Rita
so,
Holloway. I mean, so many of our divas are from Chicago.
right, and so she gave him some tickets, and that's when we met. We got snuck backstage, and we in her little bitty dressing room.
Yeah.
And we met Miss Hunt. We met her,
Yeah.
and she was very, 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 very nice. And a lot of people don't know my age because she asked us, "Did we want anything?" And a lot of people don't. This is what made it.
Yes.
She gave us cans of Shasta, a Chicago very own.
Shasta.
A lot of people don't remember that.
Hey, Eric Way. Thanks for tuning in.
That's my
Lee
boy
Williams.
there. And that's when I met her.
Yes.
And that was the first time I ever heard that
I
song.
ain't no way.
That was the first time you heard "Can't Fake the Feeling"?
When she sang it live.
Really?
Yes, that was
She
the
was
first time.
probably a hit by then.
It was a hit. This was like 82.
Oh yeah, it had been out
hit.
for a couple years by then.
Right, and I'm just trying to remember the show because I remember they had Miss Holloway, her.
Mm-hmm. Was it the Avalon?
I think it might have been her.
It's a big, anyway, big theater, small
Yeah.
theater. Who
The
was
three
at that
women.
show?
The three women.
Maurice Davis was up.
Anyway,
That's Titan.
I know.
He's Titan.
Was up, Titan?
and speaking of Titan and
Yeah, so
going into
we
your next person,
we should talk about, and rest in peace, Miss Geraldine Hunt. I just, big tribute to you and your family. I know she still got family here, but we're always big fans.
I like your
Play
camera.
for me.
I like your camera person.
My camera person.
Yeah,
She's our camera
Great
person,
job.
our
Quiet.
executress, directress. But we also want to pay tribute to Benny Bone, someone much
Yes,
closer
Benny
to our
was
family,
nice.
who we lost very suddenly, and that was a shocker. I know that he was a good friend to many of you out there.
Yeah,
we want-
to the family.
Absolutely, our condolences to Benny's family. And listen, it's hard when we lose somebody who's a member of our family, and when we lose them so suddenly as that happened. So I'm really heartbroken by it. I know that so many. I know I saw Alicia's post, and I know that you're close friends with him.
Yeah,
That
but he was really, really, you know, one of the things that I liked about Benny was very upfront. He'll crack a joke in every now and then, but he was real, you know. He was real, and if he really, really like you and you gave and that respect that came, he was like, man, respect is a two-way street, you know. Actually, I think I might not be certain, but I think I met Benny either through Titan or either Ronnie Mac, but I knew he was really, really close to them two. He was really, really, there are a lot of people that knew him, but if you really want to know Benny, um, don't, the Titan,
yeah,
Ronnie Mac,
yes.
and DJ Alicia.
Yeah, you guys feel free to chime in or just leave some comments. But I think it's worthy of a tribute. Where was Benny? What would you say Benny's claim to fame was? What was he? Where was he known best? Where was he spinning? What was he producing?
He was.
He talking to her mic there.
Oh, um, what gravitated me to Benny was a good DJ,
Yes.
very excellent. He had his own style,
Yes.
and he was a good remixer, editor. He 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 get lost in the music.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of DJs that play his music, and when you look at the person, you don't think he did that music, because it's like, no, man, you can't, no, you know, but
It's a king of how R&B remixes.
he did a song that I think still to this day it holds this crown with women in the house community, that he did a Beyonce, the girls who run the world.
Yeah.
You got to hear that.
All right, we need to hear it. I wish I had it now.
You got to hear that.
Yes.
You know, you got to really hear that.
See if you can find that.
Yeah.
So we can play it.
There was so many.
He contributed a lot to
I mean, there was so many, and you know, one of the things that we need to do, and I remember some people saying this, you got to give people their flowers while they still here.
That's absolutely right.
And you know, I don't like to talk about what they did after they gone. Talk about what they did while they was here. You know.
But I think it's also important that you give them flowers, you know, before, during, and after. For people who don't know who he is, and who I feel like you could give tribute to, and I know Alicia was giving tribute to him. Other folks who are chiming in right now on Facebook. Clearly, if you could tell people they want to know more about his music, where would you? I mean, is he on Bandcamp? Is there a way to access?
Well, the last thing I remember that when I talked to him, we was in one of the Southside monuments. We were in front of the family den, me and him, and he was telling me at that time I didn't know if it went there. He just let me hear it. We were in his car and we was listening to the stuff.
So was he putting it out there?
I think he was on getting ready to put it. I think he was linking up with Titan.
Okay, Titan. Maybe if you're still on, you can let folks know in the chat how they can access Benny's music. You know, I think it would be great for people to understand.
He said he was linking up to do some stuff with Titan.
That's great.
And I think he did put it out on Bandcamp or either Track Source.
Okay.
However it was, it got out there, and I heard a few of them, and it was you like, again, you look at the person, you wouldn't think that was him that did it.
You never know.
But he was He had a heart. He had a heart.
And that's what it takes in this business is to have a heart. People would ask me, like how do you become successful? Have a heart, because that's what draws in folks who want to support you and want to follow you and want to buy your music is people, promoters, producers, DJs who actually care about the people they're trying to impress.
Well, one thing he did do,
yes,
and it made me run away from him. We were standing outside, and he told people, he said, "Hey, y'all, meet my daddy." And I'm like, "What? Really, man?"
he's on board. Okay, thanks, Harry. He called him his daddy. Okay, well,
I said, "Man, really?"
yeah, no, that's not.
Maybe you're saying.
Well, DJ Kelly, I want to give you some shine back before we get off the air. So again, our condolences to Benny's family, Geraldine's family, and I know we're losing people left and right.
Yeah.
So let's love each other. Let's take care of each other. Let's make sure that
give somebody a hug today.
Absolutely.
And tell them you love them.
I mean, everybody who's watching, tell somebody you love them right
Yes.
now. I love you. I love you. How about that? I love all of you.
I love all of y'all. And
Y'all
don't forget
awesome.
one more. April Disco Goddess. She passed away. I
Oh,
believe
that's right. April Disco Goddess.
Last month.
Yes.
And yeah, she passed away, and
Mhm.
she was a wonderful sister here
Yeah.
in the house community. She did One Love, One House show,
That's right.
and she was doing filming down in Atlanta. I mean, she did a lot of things that people don't know. And then she came back and forth from Atlanta to Chicago. So people, remember these people because they put a foot in the house community.
Yes, that's so important. We're trying to, and I say we as in the Dance Music Archive Foundation, as well as the Village House crew, me, Lauren Lowry, and Kevin McFall. We have a big crew. There's others who join us, but our core team is working on a new iteration of the exhibit that we had that we did in collaboration with the folks with the city, with Rob. I'm sorry, I'm blanking on names. It's my age, so forgive me, everybody. But anyway, we're working on a new iteration of that, and hopefully we're going to be taking that citywide, where we can actually pay tribute. We did a tribute panel at the last installation where we had the exhibit at the Epiphany Center for the Arts. I don't know if you came, but
I didn't get a
but
chance.
we did a tribute panel for all the people in the house music community who've gone before us, and that we're adding names to that. So that is going to be a big part of it, and we're going to take that on the road. Not only in Chicago, we're short in Chicago, but we have plans to take it to Europe. And the goal is to make people aware that Chicago is the home of house music.
Absolutely.
Chicago is the home of house
Mecca.
music.
I like to
If
say
you want to come to
I don't know
Mecca, you need to come to Chicago.
You need to come
You need to go to the
Mecca,
family den.
to the
You
family.
need to go.
That's right.
Go to the
Go
south
to
side.
Reynolds,
Go to
South
Reynolds. Go to the
Side.
lodge.
Yes.
Where you
Post.
get the real deal.
Yep,
The
and the
post.
post.
All
Exactly.
those places. They
There
are
are a
real.
lot of
Linda
different
Red, we
places.
love you too.
Hey,
We
sis.
love you too.
What was
sis.
that?
Linda Red.
What's up?
Hey, sis.
I have to always say, hey, Linda Red.
That's my girl.
She's a house personified.
Yes, she is.
That's right.
Yes, she
The
is.
Duchess. They call her the
They
Duchess.
call it, that's right, the
Duchess
Duchess.
is
The
in
Duchess
the house.
is in the house.
So, real quick, one thing I did want to plug, is that I have a great friend. Her name is Avanti Kumar, and she was a physician. She's a physician. She used to be an emergency room physician, and she switched her energy to a very ancient art of medicine and life practice called Ayurveda. And I'm not sure if you've heard of it, but she's a practitioner in that way. But she's also a writer, a speaker, an author. And she has a fantastic podcast. And it's really about how to connect the mind, body, spirit through healthy living, through thinking about sort of what's your natural disposition, sort of what's good for you is not always good for you. Even about how we eat, how we live, how we wake.
Right.
So she talks a lot about that with great guests, and she has a podcast that I think everyone should tune into, Auntie Kumar, Healing Podcast, and I'm on it this month. So we talk about the connection of house music to healing and to health. Believe it or not, there is a connection.
Yes,
There's a reason why we're all so happy. So I want y'all to tune in to that podcast. I'll put the link in the chat. and just check it out.
Yes,
So I want to, before we wrap this, it's been an hour. It happens
quick?
just that
that was
quickly.
so
I
fast.
told you it happens quickly. But the next DJ is not here. Is the next DJ here? No.
Okay, so we got an extra minute.
Stay for an extra couple of minutes. Hey, Fat, you want to play a couple records while we wrap up?
Yeah. Hey, everybody.
That's gonna play us out. Yeah, put something on. Oh man, do we have K Plate to feel?
Cat.
I have to. It's in my hard drive.
You got anything from Benny?
There you
All right, we're gonna play some Benny Bone.
I hope I do, because this is her drive.
go in the
Just play anything. Play something. Just play something good.
Okay, I'm just
So we're gonna
going.
wrap. We're gonna wrap. But before we do that, Tilly, you've been in the game for a minute now. How long you been spending?
Actually, I started back as backup for my husband.
Yes.
He didn't want. He wasn't in the. I mean, per se, in the game. He was in the game from
not
way
as active.
before me, but he
Right.
wasn't active,
Okay.
right? And so, like when he met me, and we started kind of getting back into it, and I just kind of backed him up, and then the bug bit me.
It happens like that.
It happened, and I just, I was like, oh, okay, I like this,
That's
and then people started dancing to what I was doing, so I truly enjoyed it, and I just said, okay, man, I'll still back you up, and then all of a sudden, like, I think out of nowhere, I just started, I said, well, I've always been known as Miss Fat Cat.
Yes. You don't call you Miss Fat Cat
No,
anymore.
they don't call me that anymore. So I've always been known as Miss Fat Cat, but I changed my name to Tilly the DJ,
Yes.
so that people will know who I am.
That's right. Well,
I
don't think of you. I love that you were Miss Fat Cat, but I love Tilly the DJ because you are unique. You got your own style. I see how you get into it.
Yeah.
And you love the music.
Right.
And there's something really special
Right.
about that.
My husband was a great part of that. He helped me
It helps to have a partner,
tremendously.
doesn't it?
Definitely.
Listen, there's a saying.
He was my teacher.
That's great. There's a saying in life that there's success in pairs. So that if you want someone to help, if you want to be successful, it's always good to have a mentor, a colleague, a peer, a husband, a wife, or whomever. There's somebody who's got your back and you can lift each other up.
Exactly.
So always find someone who can make you accountable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That holds you accountable to you. You hold yourself accountable,
Exactly.
but that you're accountable to. That's why
Right.
when you're working out, when people seek out training,
Yeah, definitely.
somebody help them.
Just like you get mad at that trainer who tell you to do two more sit-ups and push-ups, and you get mad at that one that's pushing you all the time.
That's
But you
right,
know
but
what?
need it.
You need that
You need that motivation.
because it helps you get to where you need.
Absolutely. I want to give a shout out to my good girls, DJ Lady P and D Girl. They hold me accountable. Those
Awesome.
girls keep me on my toes, and so we just did things like that. We'll be doing some more stuff. I think we got maybe
I truly had a good time at Berlin. That was such a wonderful time.
It was a block.
Oh
It was
my
like a line
goodness.
around the block. I just love the energy up there.
That was my first time in a long time staying out till like 3 o'clock in the morning. I didn't go to bed till 4. I was like, oh my God. Oh my God.
So we're going to keep the party going a little bit. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in. We have a big dinner house too. I'm really doing Lauren Lowry, Kevin Paul, DJ Megan Paul. We also have Rocky Ford. We got Carl Jenkins. We got a big crew.
All right. Hey, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Thank
Oh, look at all the hearts and the love. Okay, y'all ready for me to come on Vintage House?
Yes.
Let's do that.
Yes.
Yes. All right now.
We're going to party a little bit.
Yes.
We will see you. Thank you, Yvonne. We'll see you next Wednesday. I may not be here for Wednesday.
All right. Let's go, Fat Cat.
We're going to listen to a little bit more of Ben's house on WRU 9.3 FM and Chicago. You are
Hey, y'all. This is one of her classics that she usually plays. Yeah, I used to play this. Sonic? Yeah, but I remember this.
Remember that?
You and Craig.
Yes.
Oh, I got one that you gonna need. You got that. It's coming up right next. Right here. I want y'all to get this song here. I want you to guess this song.
I should know it, huh?
Yeah. If you know the first 8 bars of this, what give you away is the 8 bars of the trumpet. What? You gonna want it. And they heard it before too. It's a place that a lot of people want to go. When they want to go, get married. When they want to go on a vacation. One more. You lost. You done. You ain't gonna know what it is. I fooled so many people with it. You know, he's like, that's just when it, at the breakdown, that's when you gonna like, oh my God. Huh? Did you say the name? Okay, then don't. Let them guess. This is called Name That Tune. Ready? Why got a horn come up in there? Why got a horn grab her if you just...
Come on, I need this. You gotta hook me up.
That's
Just
it.
one try.
I gave all this to her because I'm like, what she played tonight, I'm like, that ain't you. What are you doing? It's a trick.
Oh boy. Why so fast?
124. That's good. It's going out.
Come on, Fat Cat. Yes, I love you guys. Nobody ever told you. I love you. Take it to heart. Hey, Noah. What's up, cousin? What's up, mommy?
It's a look.
Hey, hey.
It's a look. It's a look. Don't you see what there is? It's a look. It's a look. It's a look. Can you see me? Cause baby it's a look. Y'all. Collard greens. I keep it real good in my Prada jeans. Nine rings, nine beans. Cut through dark like lightning. I'm like a slow jam on a right beat. I'm like a slow jam on a right beat. Brown bed, bad pills. I be everywhere in this cashmere. Baby it's a look. It's a look. It's a look. It's a look. Don't you see it? Cause baby it's a look. It's a look. It's a look. It's a look. Can you see it? Cause baby it's a look. It's a look. It's a look. It's a look. Don't you see it? Cause baby it's a look. It's a look. It's a look. It's a look. Can you see it? Cause baby it's a look. My house is catty cornered. Can't say that I ain't one her. Egyptian cotton, thread count poppin', flats in California. Face look like I got work. I'm booked for the year you heard. I'm in the scripture, getting richer. Crib look like a church. I'm a look. I'm a look. It's a look. It's a look. Don't you see it? Cause baby it's a look. It's a look. It's a look. It's a look. Can you see it? Cause baby it's a look.
No. It's a house track, but it has a kick. Yeah, but it has a but the way that the guy that did this, it really grabs you.
You got a whole lot on this show. This is what I'm gonna put on something.
That song there, you'd have wrecked the crowd.
I'm sure I would have.
You with a data.
Psycho Killer by the Cube guy. Guy.
The cute guy.
Yeah, this is nice. Yeah, they would have loved that. You're right.
Russ is kind of that. They had that thriller, Psycho Killer.
Yeah, it's perfect for Halloween.
Yeah. They would have been. You know, I'm not tired of people calling me security. Did you notice that? They talking about, because I was sitting on the stairs, they like, yeah, they talking about, can I get up there? No. Because you were in that puddle, remember? Yeah, and they were like, no, can I get up there? No. Right. Because they sitting right at the edge, and then they go crazy, and then they go, no, nothing. Right. And I said no. No, I said no.
So, Lori, I just bring it down.
Oh, no, let me, hold on. Let me put this in.
What time was the other person supposed to be here?
There's no one. After 11.
Why?
Don't put that on. Sarah.
Have them do an outro. Have them put that on. Well, what I'm gonna have to do is put it down. You're gonna put yourself up on mic 2. You're gonna give the outro, and then also I give you on the outro for Vintage House. Yes.
Hey, guys.
I really want to go get that J Funk. You know how many people I got with that? I got so many DJs with that song. The guy did that superb. I had to send him a message. I hear some other music.
Just because music 2 is on, mic 2 is on, and I can hear this mic on. So, to say, hey, thanks for listening to the Street Beat Show, the Vintage House Show. Both of you can be on at the same time.
Hi, thank you for listening to the Vintage House Show. On behalf of DJ Larry Branch, Lauren Lowry, and Kevin Megaman Paul on the Spotlight team, thank you for tuning into the Vintage House Show. We're here every Wednesday at 10 p.m. Central with history, business, and culture that make house music what it is today. Follow us on Instagram and Twitch at The Vintage House Show and YouTube at www.vintagehouseshow.org. Until next time, remember, house is a feeling.
Good night.
Yes.
So wasn't playing. I wish the mic was on. I didn't turn that mic might not have been
She said, you on the
here.
mic?
You want to, yeah, you are, eventually when you are going to throw it off and just set it at some point.
I was so confused by it was on though. It was on. That was just a great one. So can I just say that?
Yeah. So what you going to do? Now put yourself on.
You are listening to WNUR 89.3 FM and HD1 Evanston, Chicago. Enjoy.
Put it back on. All right, guys. I mean, I'm
Nice.
trying to make them do something. That's lesson number one. I mean, that's, they got to cook themselves next week because I'm not trying to. I'm trying to get them to learn everything in one night. I thought that this was that guy was coming. He announced that guy was here at 9 o'clock. Announced he was going to be every Wednesday. Remember, we had nobody here on 9 o'clock, so I was like, I thought we could get them early and get them to learn how to do that. As soon as I did, I was like, oh man. But all right, yeah, I'm trying. This is my bedtime. Oh, so, nice kids. See you again. Okay, let me turn this off because we're off over there.
We got two of these.
Nice to meet you. Bye.
All of you. Thank you for being
Thank
here.
you.
Why you cut it off? The turntable.
It's off. It's off. Just turn it on.